Ryan Garcia bet Errol Spence $20,000 that Rolly Romero would beat Tank Davis. Let's talk a bit about it.
Push the weight in our flex. Flex the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
What's the bet? What's the bet? What's the bet?
20K I got on Rollies, he got on Tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't play with bands.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
Alright, so you don't play with bands.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
No, don't play with bands.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
No, don't play with bands.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
No, don't play with bands.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. So there you have it. I don't know if Ryan was. I don't know if that was an emotional bet, because the reason why I'm asking if that was an emotional bet is because what's the lesser of two evils? He is a fighter, so he says. And I think that he was looking at this situation like, you know what? If Rolly wins, I have a better chance on beating Rolly than I do Tank. So in my heart of hearts, if I pray to who I worship, if the sun shines on the dog's ass, then maybe my dream will come true. Because I don't want no Tank smoke. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you, this kid's track record, and it's in no particular order. He burst on the scene. I'm not clear as to, why he's so popular. I don't know why he's considered a major player in the division. I don't know. Because he hasn't done anything. Everybody's working but him. He's been working on hand injuries and mental illness and all kinds of stuff. I really don't know what he's working on. But everybody, Tank is doing his thing. Aesop Cruz and, all kinds of things. What he did last night. And, I mean, come on, man. Barrios, Devin Haney, Jojo Diaz, and now he's going next week. He's already in Australia. He's trying to make history. Shout out to Devin Haney. Everybody's working but this kid. This kid has just been running his damn mouth. I don't know why he's mentioned anywhere to do anything. So he shows up last night. I had to catch the recap. But he got booed when they put the camera on him. And he's sitting next to Errol Spence, who's also working, and Danny Garcia, who had, check Danny Garcia's resume. All right, this man has put in work. So he's sitting next to, as you can see in the little video. I do it in a jokingly manner. There's some humor behind this, but the reality is, if you show up to these events, man, you need to be silent. Because if I was at the Barclays and I could have went, but I didn't. And I assure you, I would have just asked you, what are you doing? Are you a fighter or not? Everyone has these high expectations of you, and now you put on this pedestal, but you haven't done anything, young man. What are you doing next for real? Other than flapping your gums and pump faking. What are you doing for real, Ryan? Because I'm not calling him a king. You got to be absolutely out of your mind. What is that? Who called him King Ryan? That's not even a play off of words, and it don't apply to you. You haven't done anything. So you sit on the floor, and you got to have some bread. You got a Gatorade endorsement. I don't know what, bro. I don't know who he spoke to. I don't know what spokesperson said that was a good idea, but have they seen a return on their investment? Have they seen a spike in Gatorade sales due to Ryan Garcia? Is his face on the bottle? I don't know. Saw him in a commercial with his name escapes me, with the NBA player hitting the bag or whatever. Damian Lillard. I'm sorry. Damian Lillard. Okay. And I think it was Damian. Forgive me if I got it messed up. I don't watch NBA basketball like I used to. But is that your return on investment with this guy? With this kid? Kid Ryan? He's not a king. He's a kid. Kid Ryan. So he's sitting down with the big boys who actually fight for a living, who has accomplished things. Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr. These guys have actually accomplished things. They've actually broken bread with each other. So they deserve whatever shine that they get. When the camera's on them, when they put the camera on Danny Garcia, he deserves a round of applause. When they put the camera on Errol Spence Jr., he deserves a round of applause. They put the camera on you, you got booed. And rightfully so. So you're sitting there, and your moment was betting Errol Spence Jr. $20,000 that Rolly would beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan, you know boxing. You know enough boxing to stay away from all of these guys. You stayed away from Tank. That fight was easy to make. Mike Tyson, enabled that fight. The fight was pretty much made on his show. He got Tank on the phone. He was talking. Devin ran into some trouble versus Linares, and then you jump on your social media and start pump faking. I'd have slept you. All right, you have all of these mental problems, but that didn't stop you on your social media. Whoever loved you should have took your damn cell phone because you just running your mouth. Then you were supposed to be fighting Manny Pacquiao. Remember that? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't you supposed to be fighting one of the Paul brothers or something weird. Everything was weird with you. You're ducking JoJo Diaz. You're ducking Javier Fortuna. You're ducking you're taunting Tank Davis. You're taunting Devin Haney. Everybody's working but you. And then you brought your ass to Brooklyn, shook hands, made a man's bet with Errol Spence Jr., $20,000 on Rolly. Was that an emotional bet? Listen, man, only thing Rolly had was a puncher's chance. When you say that this person, there's two fighters in the ring, of course, and they say, okay, this guy has a puncher's chance. That's saying outside of landing one, he has no chance. Now, this is boxing. Things happen. But I really didn't see Rolly, landing one. I didn't see a Ricardo Mayorga moment. I didn't even see a Buster Douglas moment. I didn't. Because Buster Douglas outboxed Mike that night. Ricardo Mayorga just landed something. I didn't even see that happening. Tank showed maturity through this whole thing. Even after the fight, I said, man, this kid is grown. And you don't want no parts of Tank. Whatever we're just now seeing, you knew already. Because you're a fighter. You have the inside scoop. And it was beneficial for you to get in the ring with Rolando Romero, who's all over the place. He's a spectacle. He's funny. He's fun to watch. He's fun to listen to. And he's a strong kid, but he wasn't outboxing Tank. There was a chance. And if you wanted to make some bread and you had money to burn, you had no horse in the race, nothing personal, you probably threw $100 on Rolly, just in case. You understand? So that $20,000 bet with Errol, I don't know if you was drunk. I don't know if you was niffing. You do hang with Oscar. I don't know. I don't know what kind of, but you shook the man's hand. It's on video, man. Now, I was joking. I don't think I was gonna come hunt you down for it, but it's gonna look bad on you if you don't honor that bet. You don't hold. $20,000. That's big money. You heard Danny say, "Don't play with them bands." Now I don't think you would have bet 20 grand if you didn't have it. But was that an emotional bet, Kid Ryan? Was that an emotional bet? That was crazy. So if you're not a man of your word and that gets out, that's one more thing for people to hold over your head. That's ridiculous. And just to reiterate, and I'm glad Danny recorded this, I'll play it for you again.
Oh, what's the bet? What's the bet? What's the bet? 20K I got on release, he got on tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, don't play with it.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
Alright, so don't play with it.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
No, don't play with it.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
No, don't play with it.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
No, don't play with it.
I'll pay you shit tomorrow.
There were witnesses. I don't know who the fella was sitting next to you, but he heard it too. So I'm just wondering, it's Sunday. You know what I mean? Fight wasn't that long. Did you pay Errol? Did you cash app him? Or I don't think you cash app that much. But, you know, y'all are millionaires. Y'all could work that out. Wire him the money, whatever. I'm just wondering, did you keep your word? Or are you going to come out on your Twitter and say, I was just goofing around? Goofy. Bronx on deck. Move!